There are three things I want to bring out as tokens of the gospel, and everyone that's heard the gospel must know these things by experience. Number one is the love and faithfulness of God. Number two is the light of truth that is in Christ Jesus. And number three is the righteousness of God. When a man hears the sound of the gospel, he knows the love of God by experience, he knows the truth of God by experience, and he knows the righteousness of God and lives it out by experience. Now, when Paul was talking about the gospel, there were few things he began to unravel to us, and he showed us the corridors and the channels through which the gospel is communicated. Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15 verse 3 and 4, when he was attempting to show us the channel through which the gospel is communicated, he listed three things. Number one, he spoke of the death of Jesus Christ. He spoke of what Jesus endured on the cross and how he died. He spoke of the burial of Jesus Christ, and he spoke of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, these three things Paul itemized are the vehicles through which the gospel is communicated. If all you talk about is the cross, you may end up telling people a story and they will not know the gospel, because people can hear the story of the cross and not interact with the gospel. If you talk to people about the death of Jesus, they and not interact with the gospel. If you talk to people that Jesus rose from the dead, sometimes they will marvel and begin to debate, and they may not know the gospel, because these are the vehicles through which the gospel is communicated. The cross reveals to us the love of the Father. So when Paul was talking about the cross, it was an attempt to reveal the love of the Father to us. If you have not known the love of the Father, the message of the cross you heard is a story, and I can tell you all the details of what happened on the cross. And many theologians know everything about the cross, and they have a bogus doctrine, but they don't know the love of the Father. And this is why you find many of these people still living unto themselves and not unto the Lord, because they know the theology, but they don't know the love. It is the love of the Father that necessitated the activity on the cross. And when the activity of the cross is known, the love of the Father is activated in the heart of a man. When that love is activated, it takes you somewhere. You see, there are three dimensions through which we explain the love of the Father through the cross. The first dimension is the finished works of Christ. The second dimension is the reward system of heaven. The third dimension is the message of the judgment and reward of God. You can route the cross through any of these dimensions. For example, when you teach about hell, when you teach about the judgment to come, there are two major things that comes to heart and comes to mind. The fact that without